Yeah, hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's broadcast. Today is Wednesday, March 17th, 2021. The last time I made a mistake, I said 2001. So I don't make that mistake again. Today is March 2021. 2021. All right, now I want to welcome you to today's daily broadcast. I am Kelechi Okanwa. You can call me Mr. K. You can call me KC. Uh, it's perfectly okay. All right. The reason why I make this daily broadcast is to share with you tips on how you can make the most out of this one life. I'm very much convinced at the gut level that the best way to live a fulfilled life is to find out what you were created for and live that thing that you were created for, to bring that contribution you were meant to give to the world, to bring it out of you and package it in such a way that it is useful for the world around you. Now, people call it your purpose, your destiny, your calling. I call it your passion. I understand all those things. In fact, the Bible calls it the kingdom of heaven in you, or the kingdom of God in you, Christ in you. You see all those types of terminologies for them in the Bible. So I believe that that's the quickest, most enduring route for anyone to find fulfillment in life, and not just find fulfillment, to find prosperity. So that is the main reason why I make this broadcast, because I feel that's a calling for me. I see a lot of people suffering, and these sufferings are unnecessary. If you can find what you were born for, everything you need is on that route, on the route of what you were born for. So I make this daily broadcast to share with you tips on how to make the best of what you were born for. And of course, I understand, because I'm talking about marketing for this week, that if you find out what you were born for and you want to serve the world with it, you must be able to make money out of it. So to make money means you must be able to convince people to buy from you, to exchange their money for the thing you are offering. So it's important for you to also understand marketing to some extent. So I've been talking about tips on marketing, things that I've picked up. But today's one, I want to share with you something that is amazing. This third tip is something that is amazing. You will understand in a brief moment. So first of all, I want you to go out, share this broadcast, share this video, share it on your timeline. Somebody is probably going to need it. It will help somebody. And then you remember the secondary reason why I'm doing this broadcast for now is because I'm promoting a book that I authored, Escape Salary Slavery. I think a lot of people are engaged in salary slavery. They're working for paycheck to paycheck, ignoring the gift that is in them. You can't begin using your salary, a portion of your salary, to begin to develop the gift that is in you. So in that book, I share some tips. I don't go into them in an elaborate manner, but you can pick up the book, Escape Salary Slavery, from Gumroad. Search for it, it's there, and I'm sure you are supposed to name a price that you want. I'm sure you will not forget that book after you've read it. All right, so today's tip, the I titled this "Sell Only What People Want." Sell only what people want. This was something that I battled with for a long time. You have something that you are sure, you are convinced is going to help the world, and you are trying to tell everybody you are preaching your product, you are telling everybody, and nobody gives a hoot about what you are saying, but you are convinced that this is what people want. What do? Yeah, most people just give up and say, okay, people don't want it, and they pack up their things and they go and sleep. And what happens? They end up in poverty, right? You've got to understand that human beings are a bundle of emotions. Human beings are purely energy, which is emotions, right? And people do things because of emotions. I think I've talked about it either this week or last week. They do things primarily because of emotions, and then they try to justify it as being rational or logical. But the basic motivation for most of human actions is emotions: ego, love, hatred, whatever it is, it's purely an emotional decision. And you've got to understand that for you to sell to people, you must tap into that and learn, what does this person want, and you put your product in that stuff. I will give you an illustration. I talked about this week too, when I talked about the verse in the Bible or in the scripture that says, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, as your soul prospers. Now, the Bible, the author of that passage in the Bible, recognizes that the most important thing is for the well-being, the soul of a human being to prosper. But if you go about telling people, hey, let your soul prosper, this, that, they will not listen. So the first thing he presented was physical prosperity. Why? Because he knows that everybody is interested in money. And I tell people, the Bible is one of the biggest, best sales books that you will ever find. It gives you a principle. Put what people want forward. Give it to them first. And then you can, embed the thing that you know is in their best interest inside. So as they are taking what's in their best interest, what they like, what they want, then they can also put inside what you know is in their best interest. And by the way, people who have manipulated in a negative way, a lot of people understand this human behavior and they use it very well. People who are good marketers understand this and they use it very well. In fact, one of my best, I call him a kind of role model, is King Solomon. I keep telling people this guy was one of the most, the Bible calls him the wisest person until Jesus came. And I tell people, think about it. This was a guy, he was a king, but he had 700 wives, 300 concubines, and other girls, other women, too numerous to count. How did he manage this? Amazing guy. An amazing guy. Now, if you read Bible and you read Song of Solomon, it gives us an idea of how this man went about managing women. For example, I think the person that they talked about in Song of Solomon, is it Bathsheba or Bathsheba? I can't remember the name exactly now. The Song of Solomon says that she was probably the 80-something wife that Solomon married. And if you look at the interaction, remember I told you Solomon had 700 wives. So she wasn't the first, neither was she the last. So you can understand that this was this man, what I'm about to tell you now, was something that he had learned, he had understood at a core level, how to handle people, how to treat people. So here was Solomon, who had the estate. He was a king, so he had an estate, the country to run. But for a woman that he was trying to woo, Solomon went out of his way, went to this lady's hometown, wherever it was, went to under the tree where she was born, and probably made love to her there. Now think about it. This guy created such emotional strongholds in the mind of this lady that became an anchor, and she was willing to do anything for Solomon. Solomon described every part of her body in glowing terms. Now you understand why this guy was a super salesman, and he became the richest guy in the world. Yes, because he knew how to sell. He knew what people wanted and he gave it to them. And now, none of these things that he did took away from his management of his kingdom. He was well organized in that. In fact, the Bible tells us that this man had a group of people. That's an example of his organization. He had a group of people whose sole duty was to feed the king's court for 1 month. So he had these people, they would prepare for 11 months in a year so that they could feed the king's court for 1 year. So he had 12 groups that were responsible for 12 months of the year. Amazing guy. He was so organized and he was a good salesman. He knew how to give people what they wanted in order to get what he wanted. And to tell you that he was very wise, when his son came into power, the people rejected him because he didn't have the skills of his father. So you've got to understand that is how you sell things. You must begin to study, not just about yourself. When you're out to sell things, don't be concerned, don't be consumed with what you need. No, change your focus, turn it around, look at your customer. What does he want? What does he need? And then go out of your way to please your customer. That is how to become a master salesman. It's always contradictory to our feelings, to our emotions, but you must make your emotions subject to the goal that you want to achieve. So remember, it's a paradox, but people want what they want, and you must take advantage of that to give them what they really need. Is that okay? I hope this tip will help you. So begin to study what is it that people want. You can't change it, and then begin to find ways to embed in what you are giving them what you really know is in their best interest. But if you think you are going to change probably millions of years of biology, I wish you good luck. I don't think you will. I don't think you can. People love sex. You are not going to change it. That's why everything they sell, they try to portray it in a way that brings either love, which is a strong emotion, or the inferior type, sex. It's what people want. So you've got to understand it and then begin to take advantage of these feelings in a positive way. All right, that's the tip for today. I wish you all the best. I hope you make the best of this. Share this, and don't forget, search out for my book, Escape Salary Slavery. It will help you. I wish you all the best. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. God bless you.